Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to see you all here on our snowy Monday morning here in Reston, Virginia. And I think that this has been a wonderful week this past week for me because Lori Chinnis came down and we got to teach the Dreamwork class together, the immersion class. So I feel this morning like I'm a little coming down from the high of being with 130 people that are like-minded souls working with issues having to do with something that's near and dear to my soul, which is dreaming and understanding dreams and how they inform us at such clear, deep soul levels in who we are. So here I am, and I'm feeling pretty good this morning. And so I'm going to think about, yes, we do have snow coming down outside. You might have seen our graphic to begin with, but it's probably not going to last for very long. So I want to talk today about working with the energy in the northern hemisphere. We're just starting to feel the very, very, very beginnings of early spring. So I want to work with the process of what happens for us internally in early spring. And in the springtime itself, the body wakes up and the energy in certain systems in the body realizes that we're about to go into the natural cycle of rebirth, coming out of deep rest and sleep. And I think that this is where I want for you all to have the skills and the whatever you need in terms of your life right now. I know that what's interesting for many of us is that here in the United States, it has been a long, long year. It's been a long, dark winter. There has been a tremendous amount of challenge. There's been a tremendous amount of loss. And there has been almost like an enforced rest as we have stayed home, as we have taken our time and slowed down and been at home, not racing all over the world, not out and about with friends, but really resting and staying home. So it's a mixed bag, and I realize that, and I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but I think all of us are somewhere on the spectrum from completely exhausted, maybe having huge losses, to being cooped up at home, maybe not loving it, maybe loving it, I don't know. But there's lots of stuff that's gone on. And now we are in the early edges of stepping into springtime, which brings us to a whole nother level of who we are as human beings. So let's take a moment now, if you would. Let your feet rest on the floor. Get comfortable so that your back is resting on something that can support you. Let your eyes gently close. Bring your curiosity. And let yourself begin to pay attention and be curious about the sensation of breathing. Simply breathing. The inhale and exhale. The temperature of the air as it goes in through your sinuses, travels down into your lungs. Perhaps feeling the rise and fall of your ribs, your backbone, as you inhale and exhale, the rise and fall of your belly. Good. And just simply noticing as you slow down and start to pay attention to the sensations of breathing with curiosity. Right there, it starts to change your conscious awareness. Just slowing down and paying attention. Slowing down. Yeah. And noticing the moments between your breaths, noticing those spaces in time as you slow down. Good. Good. Yeah, and allowing yourself to be curious about the sensation of your sitting bones on the chair or whatever's supporting you right now. The sensation of your legs connected to your pelvis, your thighs, your knees, your calves, the earth. Yeah. Yeah. And the earth here in Virginia is still frozen, almost. It has a kind of a frost on it, and then you get down a little deeper, and you get to cold, wet, wet, wet ground. So let your roots of awareness, or light beams, or rivers, whatever metaphor you like, let yourself connect to the earth beneath you, wherever you are on the planet right now. Yeah. Letting your roots, light beams, rivers spread out as widely and deeply as you feel comfortable doing this morning. Sinking in, deeper and deeper. Yeah. Yeah. And noticing what it feels like as you take this time to slow down and with your attention and with your intention, make this connection to a safe, unconditional resource. It's beneath our feet. The whole time we're walking on the planet, we are connected to the earth. Yeah. Think about it, even if you're up in an airplane, you're not floating around the airplane. You're actually connected to your seat and to the ground because you're still in the field of the earth. Yeah. And that's what we're consciously making contact with right now. And deepening that contact, deepening that connection. And being curious. What does the earth feel like under you right now? Yeah, and if you brought any excess tension to this group today, in this moment, you can take a deep breath and just exhale it. Just let it go. Let it go. Yeah. And we're going to take just a moment before we fill with nourishing sensation to feel and be curious about what the earth is like wherever you are. Let yourself stretch a little bit, down a little farther, out a little wider if you're comfortable doing that. And notice, is it wet or dry where you are? Is it cold or warm? Is the soil beneath you rocky, loamy, sandy, clay? What does it feel like? Curious? Receiving hits, and you don't really have to know from where. But I'll tell you here, it feels as though the earth is just starting to stir, like deep, deep in the earth. It's wet, it's cold, it's a little frozen as you get more towards the surface. But it's the very beginnings of the growth that occurs as we get into full spring. Just the very first inklings of it, stirrings. Yeah. And I'm letting myself sit with that, feeling that sensation. And notice whatever your sensation you're feeling, whatever imagery you're getting, whatever visuals, whatever, knowing, allow yourself to connect with it and just say, okay, here we are. Here I am right now. Yeah. Good. Good. And then ask your feet. Right now, feet, what would feel most nourishing and nurturing from the earth beneath me? What sensation, what color, what texture? Yeah. And allow that to begin to flow into your feet, into the bottoms of your feet, into your bone marrow of your feet, and all the way out to your skin. And just simply noticing, what's it feel like? I'm noticing that kind of a cool, tingly feeling coming in this morning. It feels good. It feels good. That's unusual for me. Normally I have warm waves of energy. But today when I asked what my feet wanted, thank you very much. It's time to wake up, Suzanne. Let's have cool and tingly. So whatever it is for you, don't take mine, or you can if it works for you, but notice what sensations, what visual, whatever. What does it feel like to your feet? What are they calling you to right now? Yeah. Good. 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 And as your feet fill, letting this river of nourishing sensation overflow into your ankles and your calves and your shins. Yeah. On into your knees, feeling your knees, all the nooks and crannies of your knees. Whatever sensation would nourish and nurture you most. And it may change as you move up, filling your system from the bottoms of your feet on up. It may change. And it may feel like your right side needs something different than your left, in which case you let the cells of who you are dictate what that sensation is. Our only real knowing about it is how the information from the cells of our feet and legs reaches the prefrontal cortex, that relay station. And you realize, oh, my feet are feeling cool and tingly. That's it. Your head isn't telling your feet what would feel nourishing. It's just registering what your feet are receiving, what your feet are receiving. And letting you know. Yeah. And as the nooks and crannies of my knees fill, moving on into my thighs, what nourishes your thighs right now? What are your thighs telling you? From the bone marrow all the way out to your skin. Yeah. To the best of your ability this morning. Yeah. Yeah. And into your sitting bones, into all the big sturdy bones of the pelvis, your sacrum. Letting your pelvis fill with nourishing, nurturing, safe energy at a pace that works for you and in a manner that works for you. Just flowing in, simply flowing in from the earth beneath you, through your feet, through your legs, and now soaking into your pelvis, to the bones, moving up your spine, into all of the organs within the pelvic bowl, your digestive tract, your reproductive system, or the area where they would have been if they were still with you. As your belly fills, letting this river of nourishing sensation move into your midsection, moving up your spine. Yeah. All along the way, just cradling and holding in your awareness what would nourish you most here. And we offer nourishing sensation even to the parts of us that have a hard time receiving it. All of us have places that are tightened down. You know, we think of them in craniosacral therapy as energy cysts. You know, I also talk about them as being old, traumatic encapsulations of energy that the body has walled off in some way. Unprocessed, hasn't been opened up yet. So these areas of ourselves, you know, the tight place here, the painful place there, the numb place over there, all those places. You can also this morning offer nourishing, nurturing sensations. And cradle that area wherever it is in your energy hands, in the flow that's moving through you. Yeah, and let it receive as much as it can. And then gently move on. Yeah. And I'm noticing, as I'm breathing easily and deeply, that this river of nourishing sensation is reaching my rib cage, my heart, my lungs, my spine, behind my heart, my chest, my breasts. What would nourish and nurture you in this area if you've made it this far with me? Moving at your own pace. Good. 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 And as your chest fills, your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, fingers. Yeah. What would nourish and nurture this part of yourself? Your arms and your hands and your fingers, your shoulders. Good. Good. What would nourish and nurture your neck, your throat, your jaw, your face, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, teeth? What would feel most nourishing and nurturing here? Good. Good. Yeah. And when you're ready, letting this river of nourishing sensation still coming in through your feet, through your legs and your torso and your hands and arms, all the way up into your throat and your neck and your face. Let it begin to simply soak into your brain, the brain that's in your cranium. Yeah. We all have an enteric brain. You have a gut brain. But we've already filled that area. So now we're talking about the brain that lives between your ears. Let that area receive what would nourish it most. The neurons, the glial cells, fluids, membranes, all your cranial bones themselves. Filling. Yeah. And as your cranium fills, allow it to move right on out the crown of your head. Right on out the crown of your head. So it can shower down around you, bathing your skin in the energy field that runs through it and around it, even as you're connecting to the heavens. Yeah. In Native American lore, they talk about how the two-leggeds, us human beings, are the connectors between Mother Earth and Father Sky. Right now, we all together have made that connection conscious. It's always with us. It's always with us. Although we feel as though we're disconnected. It's part of the trauma of the human system. Yeah. But in fact, we are all connected. We're connected to the earth, we're connected to the heavens. And each of us are connected to each other this morning, the whole community. Whoever you are, wherever you're listening from, you're a part of a circle of people who are consciously using their attention and their intention to fill every cell of who you are with what would nourish you most, so that there's a flow of life force moving through you, so your soul is best equipped to go out into the world this week and do whatever's yours to do. Okay, good. When you're ready, allowing your eyes to gently open, soft focus. Yeah, good. Good. And I'm happy to take a minute or two more with any questions or thoughts that you all may have on this Monday morning. And Carol, I think you may have to read them to me if they're there.
Yeah, it just takes a while because 15 seconds each way.
I understand. It feels wonderful to be sitting here connected to all of you. And the wonderful part is that the way that energy works, even if you are listening to this morning's presentation of embodiment, even if you're listening to it later today or tomorrow or the next day, it still connects you into the whole community. The whole community, because time and space don't work the same where energy is concerned and where the quantum field is concerned. So wherever you are, as you're doing this exploration with us, notice what it feels like. Notice that sense of very gently being connected with by other people, like-minded people, souls who are on a similar path to yours. Yeah. Looking for how they can make a difference in a positive way in the world. Yeah. Okay.
I can bring you my phone if you want to read comments.
Okay.
You can just scroll up.
Okay. Thank you. As Chris says, thank you for inviting an awareness of the earth directly under me. Light beams were perfect to move through the 3 feet of snow and deep freeze of Vermont. I know, you're a lot farther north than I am. Yeah, yeah. It's really, really important to remember that we have such an incredible connection to each other. Yeah. Oh. And Dorian says, thank you for helping me reach my goal of sitting in meditation each day, and a lovely extension of the class this past weekend. Yes, you were in the class with me. Yeah, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, and Sandy Williams says, I unexpectedly got my first COVID vaccine yesterday. Glad to get it. This helped to calm my system even more. Yeah, okay.
And you have an appointment for your second one.
Yeah, I have an appointment for my second one coming up this Saturday. And interestingly enough, all I did was sleep after my first one. So I'm thinking that the second one's going to be okay. And I'm very glad for it as well. We're all emerging slowly from under the rock of the weight of this pandemic. So, and that's a part of it. That is a part of it. Okay. Well, I send kisses to each one of you. Thank you for joining me today. It's been lovely, and I will see you, and unless I see you between now and then for something else, I will see you next Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful week.